Good day, great day, and grand day to you all. Welcome back to another segment of Dr. TSA Series. My name is Dr. Terry O'Date, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Today's topic comes from one of the questions that you, my viewers, have posed for me and to me, actually. And that question is, how does one retract, or better said, how does one retrieve from their spiritual suitcase the gifts that they came here with? Now, that's a process. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment, and it takes desperation. What do I mean by that? For many years, we have been living a life where we've been stuffing our suitcase with, whether you want to call it negative self-thoughts. We've been stuffing our suitcase with negative perceptions of who we are or who we think we are. We've been stuffing that suitcase with other people's stuff or gook. And the way you do that is being very emotionally open towards others, and then you take on other people's energies, taking on other people's perceptions of you, specifically what society has defined you as, or how society has deemed you to be, or what society has deemed you to be. Those are just a few things that we tend to stuff our suitcase with, right? And so when it comes to really getting to understand who you are and wanting to really discover an aspect about you or your true sense of self, that takes diligence and time. One of the best ways to get to that is some form of meditation. Now, there's so many different types of meditation that people practice. This kind of meditation, or this kind of a space in which you will be in, will take you subduing the conscious mind, allowing the conscious mind to descend within your senses and not be the focal point of your decision making. Have the conscious mind really take a back seat to your conscious thought and allow your spirit to take precedence in that moment. And the way that you do that is through deep relaxation. So within the deep relaxation, again, some people will call it meditation, some people will call it a deep sense of relaxation. There's so many different terminologies to actually get into the state. One of the ways that I get into that state is that I lay down, or I'm mostly either laying down in a supine position. Supine position is your back is on the floor, or your back is on the bed. You're not laying to the side, but you're laying on your back. And as you lay on your back, you put out the intention that which you are asking the Great Spirit to do for you, or your higher self to do for you, right? So you're putting out the tension that you want to get an understanding of who you are. Now, because this takes a series of steps, it's not going to happen fully on the first step. You have to create this as a habit. So as you quiet the mind, the way you do that is when you're trying to, right? When you're in the supine position and you're putting out the intention that you want to understand who you are, you want to retrieve some gifts about you, or you want to understand or get closer to your essence, you're going to put that energy out. You're going to start to breathe. The breathing is a conduit to your spirit. If you look up the definition of spirit, it's air, it's breath, life. And so your breath is the conduit for your spirit to reveal itself to you or to speak to you. Breath is spirit. So you want to start to practice deep breathing. When you're on your back in the supine position, you automatically are breathing through your stomach. So you're inhaling, and as you inhale, your abdomen expands. And as you exhale, your abdomen deflates. That is the part of the diaphragmatic breathing that we're looking for. When you're standing up, it's very important or sitting up, it's very important to witness or see yourself as you inhale, that your abdomen is being filled with air, and as you exhale, your abdomen is being deflated. That's a very important aspect to meditation. So when you're on your back, that naturally oftentimes occurs. And so if you don't have something to particularly focus on at that point in time, you're going to want to focus on your breath. And as you get lost in your breath and you put the intention that with every inhale, that you get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into your spirit. And with every exhale, you're exhaling all the negativity, all of the aspects about yourself that you don't like, all that you're not deserving of, or that is not deserving of you, all of the negative energy. So that's a primary point and fixture that you want to pay attention to as you are in this deep, relaxating state. So focus on your breath. And as you inhale, you are inhaling and your abdomen is raising. But as you are inhaling, you're inhaling all that is rightfully yours. You want to inhale and imagine that your spirit is showing you your highest and best good. You want to inhale and ask your spirit to give you all that you are deserving of, and particularly peace. You can be happy, but you may not be in peace. Peace is key. So as you're inhaling and you put that intention out that I want peace, love, happiness, endurance, strength, those are all the positive aspects that you want to envision as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're exhaling all of the negativity, all of illnesses that you may or may not have, allergies that you may or may not have, negative thoughts about yourself that you know that are not of you. You want to exhale all, envision yourself. Imagine that on every exhale, you are getting rid of all that is not serving you, all that you do not want. And as you inhale, you energize and you put the intention out, all that you are deserving of. Now, you want to be very careful with that. And what I mean is, when you are inhaling and you are envisioning all that you're deserving of, I'm not talking about the things that you think in your head that you think you ought to be. I'm not thinking about having 10 cars, a big house, and having a white picket fence, and having a husband by this age, or having kids. Because when the mind is involved in painting this picture, it's potentially dangerous. Because if you don't have your full spirit at your behest, if you haven't connected to a large portion of your spirit, then those thoughts and ideologies that you have are not coming from your spirit. They're coming from your head. And your head or your mind is a result of, or is a product of, society's constructs. So you want to be very careful. So going back, as you're putting this intention in your breath for your inhale and you exhale, as you inhale, you also want to ask Spirit to bring you into a deeper, deeper, and a deeper, and a deeper relaxating state. That is so key. Because when your spirit and when you, the body, the mind, the essence, all that encumbers, all that you are about, all of your essence, when you allow your spirit to rise with the intention of getting deeper and deeper into your spirit, then your spirit takes precedent and is now in the driving seat. Again, this is a practice that you have to take over time. As you continue on this journey and you practice this level of deep relaxation and practice, on a day-to-day, you're going to ask your spirit, what is it that you want your spirit to reveal to you? Whether it's revealing to you your gifts, whether it's revealing more strength, whether you're asking your spirit to show you more of who you are as a spirit being so that you can identify with that spirit being. If you are imagining that and you're having that conversation with your spirit, as a spirit being, it's all taken care of. You don't have to go list or line by line with what is it you want your spirit to do, although specificity is going to be very, very key. But if you put that as your forefront, your main objective, to be more like your spirit, to ask your spirit to show you aspects about you, aspects about your strength, aspects about how gifted you are, aspects about what gifts you have, aspects about your peace and how peaceful you can be without all of the external distractions that we often think that we need, that is more than half the battle. So, for example, early on when I started this journey, one of the things that I asked my spirit or my higher self was to show me who I am as a higher self, to show me that vision, to show me. And when I say show me, it wasn't just a visual that I got. It was the essence that I got. It was what it was filled with. I saw the image and I felt the power. I saw the image and I felt everything in place. It was more of I couldn't put words to it, but I felt it at my deepest. And so when Spirit revealed that to me, that's what I always went back to when I went into this deep relaxation in this meditative state. And I asked Spirit to show me to get closer and closer and closer to that image, to that beingness that I felt in that deep relaxation. And when that became my focal point, in my meditation, it was as if I was walking into it. It was as if my spirit was ushering a path for me that allowed me to walk into that space. Now, the only reason why I know, or part of the reason why I know that I've been walking into that space is because when I help people like you, when I help people that I work with, when I speak to everyone that I encounter, I'm always told about me and what they feel from me. I don't have an idea of what people are feeling from me. That is primarily for others. But when people tell me how they feel about what it is I say, how they feel in my presence, how they feel, or what is it that they feel in my voice, all of that is confirmation. And so my journey included, or was a part of, my journey of discovery, rather, was me walking into this beingness that I felt, and then being able to do things here on this planet that I'd never even imagined that I can do. When I became closer, or continued to become closer and closer with my spirit, I was able to align myself with my higher self. And the more I walked into that image, into that beingness, the less, tolerance that I had for anything that was negative, the less tolerance I had for things that didn't vibrate with my energy, the less tolerance I had for people that didn't vibrate or wasn't on that same path, the less tolerance that I had for people that were dishonest with themselves, the less tolerance that I had for people who were lying in your face or in my face. When you walk into that space of beingness, You can smell from a mile away something that is negative or someone that is negative. It reeks a different energy. So to go back to my original title of this segment, how do you retrieve the gifts from your spirit? Is that what I've just said? But it doesn't just happen at one session. It doesn't just happen 2 times when you do it or 3 times. You have to make this a practice. Whether you do it when you get up and you spend a half an hour to yourself, perhaps an hour, all depending on how much time you have for yourself. But when you start to make this as a habit, make this as a continuous practice that you are going to engage in and gift yourself of your true self, you will begin to see shift in your energy, a shift in your essence, a shift in your circle. Things will happen that you will realize, you know what? You're going through a cleansing. And so that's all I have for you today on how to access gifts in your spiritual suitcase. We talked about that in a different segment, that we all came here with all of our gifts and all of our abilities within our spiritual suitcase. It's in there. Everything you need to be successful on this planet Earth is in your suitcase. It is your job to retrieve it. It is your job to go through the suitcase and get rid of all of the other stuff that you've taken on or filled your suitcase with on this journey. It's up to you to start getting rid of what's not yours and get to the core of who you really are. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I trust and hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, send me messages at the bottom. Remember to click and subscribe to Dr. TSA Series. And lastly, remember that you're loved. Namaste. Thank you. And there you have it, another segment on Dr. TSA Series, a spiritual discussion. Remember to click down below, subscribe, and if you want to leave a message, comment down below. Thank you for watching. Namaste. Mwah. Bye.